discussing. Thank you for your time. And then now I invite Mr. Mansoor Qazi. I would say he is a very passionate, vocal, knowledgeable TV anchor, one of them which I have ever seen. He works for Capital TV in Islamabad, and he would speak about his experience because this forum is about state and community and state and society response to organized crime. And as a citizen of Pakistan and as an anchor person, he would have very deep insight on these issues, and especially because this family has a policing background too. His father was an Inspector General of Police. So we would like to hear from him his views about organized crime in Pakistan. How can we prevent it, detect it, and ultimately go for some sort of sanction? So welcome, Mr. Mansoor Qazi.
Sir, thank you very much, Ji. I hope I'm audible, Ji.
Yes, you are. Quite good.
Firstly, sir, thank you. Thank you very much, Ji. I'm very grateful for the invite, especially from Tariq Khosa Saab and to participate in this panel. There are a few things I really want to discuss. Already the panelists, they have discussed, or what I have been talking a lot about it, the news and everything that's there. But I personally believe that organized crime groups always seek corrupt public officials, may it be executive, may it be law enforcement, may it be judicial roles, so that their criminal record activities in the black market they can be avoided, or if not avoided, they can get early warnings. Their investigation and the prosecution in which they seems very successful. Number one. Number two, once we talk about Pakistan and what is happening around, organized crime typically operates under police, under FIA, under law enforcement agencies. Abhi Safi Pirzada Sahab, he was saying about the tenures and all that, and I am a very strong supporter of this thing, that if you will not give, he was talking about IGPs and all that, I would say the SHO all over Pakistan, his tenure is of 3 months. All over Pakistan. So you can easily understand that how much grip any station house officer can have of the area if his duration in that concerned police station is just for 3 months. Now we come up to what we are doing and how things are working out to be. I'm sure most of the people over here, they are from the police background and they know how it works. So we know there is a word, thane bikte hain, and that's like the basically a part of the organized crime and how they operate these things. And we also know the terminology which we use, special wala, which is a term for the plain clothes confidential constable of the police station who goes out and collect money. And from that, if I just give an example of how we have been talking about it, that what we need to do. Abhi society ki sir, you were talking about society and state. I am very clear in this thing. Society and state response, once money and power is involved, then society becomes helpless. And we have witnessed this thing, that once the money and the power comes in, the society goes back and the priority goes somewhere else. Number two, the criminal justice system. Earlier, two barristers were talking about it. The criminal justice system, they are not delivering. The reason is the delays and weak prosecution. If there is no delays and the prosecution has worked their case, I don't think so that the criminal justice system, we are talking about it for the last 70 years, that criminal justice system is not working. But we are unable to even address one issue, which is let's bring a strong prosecution. Let's stop going on the delays. But unfortunately, they are happening. Thirdly, the basic instinct of all this organized crime change. He's willing to talk about the structural change. I always say it's never about an Inspector General of Police or the Chief Secretary or the Secretary Interior or anyone. It's about the Thana which needs to be addressed. But unfortunately, we are least concerned, and all those politicians who say, Keji, we want to change that culture, unfortunately, they were lying to us. I'm sorry I'm using these words, but they were lying to us. They never wanted to change the structure of this whole entire phenomena, because this structure leads to mafia, and that's why it is happening. Last 2-3 things. Policing. We talk about policing. It's prevention. We need to understand at the grassroots level that policing is not that any incident has happened and now you are running after them. It's all about you prevent such incidents to happen in Pakistan, to happen in your city, in your district, in your provinces. But what we are trying on, or what we are seeing, incident happens and then they start running after it. And then they get hold of some individual or the culprits and they say, oh, what miracles we have done. So policing needs to understand that it should be prevention. Last 2 things. We deal with crime. I am also a banker, and I tell you what's happening. Banking cases get managed. Police gets managed. FIA gets managed. Courts gets managed. And once these things gets managed, everyone, I give you 3 examples in the last 3-4 months. There were bank frauds in which more than 100 million was involved. 100 million rupee was involved, more than that. And all those individuals who have done it, they say, it's okay, we'll go in jail for 3 to 6 months and we'll come out, at least we have got money. So their faith in this thing, that nothing is going to happen, that's where the criminal justice and our judiciary should, that what they are doing. Lastly, a few weeks back, I did a program on illicit cigarettes. Sir, I was offered millions of rupees just to say that illicit cigarettes should be given an opportunity. These people, this mafia should be given an opportunity, that they should be allowed to sell the illicit cigarettes. And I was shocked that this is how things are working out in Pakistan. So my humble suggestion is that it's not required that any issue should be highlighted on media and then it becomes the focus of everyone. The law should take its course of action and the result should be seen on media. Whereas what we have seen over the last 2-3 decades, that any incident, their first priority is not police or law enforcement agencies, rather their first priority is call media. And that's which is wrong. That means that their trust level on the system, on the state, on the institutions, that's going away and they are depending on somewhere else, which is practically a wrong approach. So these are my humble suggestions. If that can be taken on, and that's like what we can do at a grassroots level. Sir, I'm pissed off what is happening in, for instance, in police or bureaucracy, because now we cannot expect any sustainability in any policy. But at least what these guys can do, that they can retain their 1 downs or 2 downs for good, so that at least a policy should continue. That's all I want to say about it.
Oh, thank you very much, Mansoor. And that was what was expected of you. You spoke the truth and you have shown us the reality. What is actually talk of the town and what is claimed by other people. So that is actually, I mean, you are on the right path. You have identified the problem. But what do you think? What is the way out of this, all this mess? And
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, I would say there are 2-3 major things which needs to be done. There is a trust level. There is a trust level. People should trust our departments, and the trust can only be there if the right people are placed. But to place right people, I don't want to say that, but I really feel like saying it. No Inspector General, no Chief Secretary can do that. And it's very unfortunate. If on the postings of inspectors or patwaris, the top brass of the politicians or the government at the helm of the power, they are intervening, that means they don't want to change. So unless or until that mindset is there, things don't feel that good to be in the picture.
Thank you, Mansoor. Does any participant has any question for Mansoor?